2.5a. How? By, on. Learning how to ask and answer questions about the way we travel to different places. Let's begin. What does how mean? We use how to ask about the way people do things. In this lesson, we use it to ask how someone travels from one place to another. For example, how do you go to school? This question asks which type of transport you use. Listen carefully for the words by and on foot. These words tell us the means of transport. Using by and on foot. First, use by plus transport. We say by bus, by MTR, by taxi, by ferry, by tram, by car, by minibus. Next, use on foot. We say on foot when we walk to a place. We do not say by foot. For example, I go to school on foot. She goes on foot. Example 1. On foot. Question. How do you go to the supermarket? Answer. I go to the supermarket on foot. Remember, when we walk, we say on foot, not by foot. Example 2. By minibus. Question. How do you go to the park? Answer. I go to the park by minibus. We use by before the name of the vehicle. A ferry is a big boat that carries people across the water. Now it's your turn. Practice time. Let's try together. Look at each picture carefully. Read the clue word. Say the full sentence. You can do it. Question 1. How do you go to school? Clue word. Bus. Fill in the question. How do you go to school? Fill in the answer. I go to school by bus. Question 2. How do you go to the swimming pool? Clue word. Taxi. Fill in the question. How do you go to the swimming pool? Fill in the answer. I go to the swimming pool by taxi. Question 3. How do you go to the library? Clue word. MTR. Fill in the question. How do you go to the library? Fill in the answer. I go to the library by MTR. Question 4. How do you go to the cinema? Clue word. Foot. Fill in the question. How do you go to the cinema? Fill in the answer. I go to the cinema on foot. Remember, never say by foot. Question 5. How do you go to the zoo? Clue word. Car. Fill in the question. How do you go to the zoo? Fill in the answer. I go to the zoo by car. Question 6. How do you go to the shopping center? Clue word. Tram. Fill in the question. How do you go to the shopping center? Fill in the answer. I go to the shopping center by tram. Excellent work. Great work! You did it! The end! Remember, use how do you go to ask about the way someone travels. Use by before the name of a vehicle. By bus, by MTR, by ferry, by car, by tram, by taxi, by minibus. Use on foot when you walk. Never say by foot. Fantastic job!